All right, today we're going to dive into something really interesting. It's a new tool called Jengo Agent, and it's basically an AI copilot that's designed to live in two totally different worlds at the same time, creative work and software development.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty of what it is, let's talk about the problem it's trying to fix. Does this feel familiar to you? That constant feeling that you're losing just a little bit of energy, a little bit of focus, every single time you have to switch gears during your workday?
Well, there's actually a name for that. It's called the context switch tax. It's that invisible price you pay in momentum every time you have to jump from brainstorming some cool creative idea in one app over to creating a technical ticket for it in a completely different one. It just shatters your flow.
So, what's the fix? The whole idea behind Jengo Agent is asking this question. What if your AI didn't force you to go somewhere else? What if it could just meet you exactly where you're already getting work done?
Jengo Agent basically has a split personality. On one side, you've got creative mode. This is for all your generative writing tasks. We're talking scripts, marketing copy, brainstorming ideas. And on the other side, there's Forge mode. This is all business, all on the development side, writing user stories, creating project issues. The fact that one tool handles both is what makes it pretty unique.
So how do you actually use this thing? The beautiful part is how simple it is. It all just comes down to a single mention, right inside the workflow you're already using. Let me show you how it works.
So imagine you're in a GitLab issue, you're planning a new product launch. Instead of opening up a new window to start writing, you just type a comment like this, directly mentioning the agent. You're asking for a creative thing, a TikTok script, right in the middle of a technical workspace.
And this is the magic part. The agent gets your request, it generates the entire script, and then it posts it right back in the comment thread. And here's the crucial thing. You never had to leave the issue. That context switch we were talking about is just gone.
Now, let's look at Forge mode, because this is where things get even more powerful. It starts the same way. You mention the agent with a technical request, like asking for a user story. The agent writes it all out with the acceptance criteria, but then, and this is key, it actually creates a brand new GitLab issue with all of that content. And finally, it drops a link to that new issue right back in your original comment thread.
So, at this point you might be thinking, okay, that's clever, but isn't this just a fancy chatbot plugged into GitLab? And, that's a fair question, but the answer is what really makes this tool so different.
You see, Jengo isn't a chatbot, it's an agent. And that distinction is absolutely critical. An agent doesn't just generate text for you. It can take real, actual actions and use other tools inside your software. It's a doer, not just a talker.
So what kind of actions were we talking about here? Well, it can create those GitLab issues we just saw. It can set up project milestones. It can even generate merge requests. And it's doing all of this by using the glab command line interface behind the scenes. It's like having your own automated assistant. You might be wondering, how does it know if I want a creative writer or a project manager? Well, there's a clever little auto router built right in that analyzes your prompt. It automatically figures out if you're asking for something creative or something technical, and then it sends your request to the right mode. Okay, let's pop the hood for a second and see what kind of technology makes all this possible and also who it's really designed for.
The tech stack is lean but really powerful. It runs on the GitLab Duo Agent Platform, and that's what lets it live right inside your workflow. The brain is Anthropic's Claude model, which is known for being great at both creative writing and code. And here's a huge benefit for users. It uses GitLab's AI Gateway for credentials, which means you don't have to go get and manage your own personal API key.
So this brings us to who this is really for. It's built for what you might call creative, technical people. You know the type. The founder who has to write marketing copy one minute and then review code the next, or the developer who also has to manage the company blog. It's for anyone who lives with a foot in both of these worlds. And on top of all that, it's fully open source with an MIT license, so it's not some closed-off black box. Your team can grab it, fork it, and customize it. You could actually train it on your own brand's voice and constraints, and turn it into a truly personalized tool for exactly what you need. So we've seen what it does and how it works, but what is the single biggest idea here? What's the real game changer?
I think this quote from the creators just says it all. The most powerful part of this isn't just the AI model. It's what they call the trigger layer. It's the fact that the agent is right there for you in the middle of your work at the precise moment you need help. It doesn't ask you to come to it, it comes to you.
And really, it all just boils down to this simple, powerful idea. Context is everything.
By working inside your existing context, the tool doesn't break your flow. It preserves your momentum and it preserves your focus. And that's what makes it feel less like an app and more like a true extension of how you already work.
And that leaves us with a final question to think about. Just for a second, think about your own daily work. How many times do you switch windows, open new tabs, and lose your train of thought? Now, how much more do you think you could accomplish if your tools were actually designed to preserve your flow instead of constantly breaking it?